Okay. All right.
Wow, that's it. That's interesting. I have to ask Jim about that. That's interesting.
Yeah, didn't realize that for sure.
Because yeah, you don't remember David, but you threw Emily out.
Oh, yeah, no. I mean, I remember because you so
Yeah,
kindly
because I've
reminded
told
me,
you.
but
I remember that distinctly. I'm standing at the door working, and I saw that you had her over your shoulder, which was very strange for you.
yeah, didn't it? I mean, I must have been having a very strange night.
And then she said, "Well, you gotta let me back in." And I said, "I can't. David said you can't come in." And I said, "What did you do?" She goes, "Well, I was in a beer chugging contest and I won, and then I threw up." Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Which for my children, they love to hear about that, especially my youngest one. Tell me about it. Tell me.
And we never even tried to mop anything up. We just threw more sawdust, didn't we? I don't remember a mop ever coming out.
I don't know, but she was in, I think she was in 8 rounds or something, and she's not that big. So somebody held her arm up and yo. From what I've been told, all I know is I was at the door.
Yeah.
I tell her how I am. I picked her up being a drunk on the gutter of Bourbon Street.
Oh yeah, that's why your sons love to hear that.
And my sons say, "Well, what were you doing on Bourbon Street?" I said, "I was working. I was putting myself through college."
Oh dear.
Emily was in beer chugging contest because she didn't have any money. It was a good way to drink quickly.
Well,
So how'd the dog?
The guys at Wednesday night beer guzzling contest, free beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, I don't remember too many of us having too many of those contests, but I guess we did.
We did every Wednesday night for years. I know that.
Yeah.
Okay. It's just a lot. There's certain things I just don't remember about life.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, sometimes when I talk to Kent, you know, he surprised me because he told me that our van that we used to have.
Hey, Snake.
Hey, Snake.
Hey, Snake. We called it Victor, and I go, "Oh yeah," and I had forgotten about that for years.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
so, how you doing, Snake? Snake, can you hear? Hey, Snake. Snake, we can't. Yeah, Snake, your microphone's off. I can see it on my list.
And I guess he's not hearing us. I wonder if he sees us.
Well, so how are the dogs doing, David?
Doing all right. We're making progress with the housebreaking routine. Because I hadn't read the paperwork on them completely enough. They were just paper trained. And, you know, that's not bad, but we want to get away from that. So we've had yesterday and today have been 2 really good days. So
that's good.
Yeah. Still in the process of taking care of, we have to get their dental work done. And that's going to be very expensive.
Yeah, we got to do that too. We have some bells on the door, and the dog rings the bells when it wants to go outside.
Does he really?
But then Emily made this major mistake. She started giving the dog a treat.
Yeah.
When she'd go outside. So now, especially during the news or something at night, she rings the bell. You get up, you go take her outside. 5 minutes later, she rings the bell again because she wants another. Because you take her out and she doesn't. She just goes out and comes right back, and she thinks she's going to get another treat.
Yeah, that's what Elvis did. He trained me to give him a treat every time he went out. So he'd wake us up and he'd go out and just go out a couple of feet and come back by the door.
Yeah. I say, no, you're not. You're fooling me. You can't do that.
Yeah. Do you ride your bicycle? I see it back there.
I do.
Yeah.
And I just got a little electric one at Costco for $325.
Really?
And it is the coolest little bike. And you charge it up. Snake, are you? Hey, Snake.
How you doing?
Good. We can hear you now.
Yeah, I had to restart.
Yeah. How are you? How's Denver?
Good. Be about 70 today.
Yeah, it's 70 in New Orleans where Barry is. It's 60 here. It's
It's in
springtime
the
is coming.
40s, it's in the 40s here.
Woo.
Barry, how close was that tornado to you?
Oh, not too close. It was across town.
Good.
Yeah, somebody
that- it was-
died. Yeah,
One person died, and the guy I play music with, it was like 1 block from his house.
oh my gosh.
Danny Rubio's son, it was like 2 houses away.
Hmm.
Danny Rubio's son's house is perfect, it's fine, but 2 houses away, it's gone.
That's too close.
Yeah, and they said that one of the houses that got hit had been hit years ago by a tornado. And that happened, I noticed that when I was a kid in St. Louis. Tornadoes kind of come through the same areas. It's amazing.
Strange. Yeah.
You know, houses that were hit 20 years ago get hit. So don't buy a house that's been hit by a tornado.
Yeah.
Hey, Christian. Christian's hooking up right now, so that's
Yeah.
good.
Barry, did you hear anything about a family in a house the house got lifted up and moved?
No, I didn't hear that.
Well, that
Okay.
guy that got killed, his house got lifted up over the house behind him and ended up in another house.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Kristen, you're a little crooked.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Story of my life.
You back from Italy?
Oh yeah. I got back I guess about 2 weeks ago. And I'm getting readjusted, reacclimated to this way of life and whatnot. So
Good.
Hey, Chris, are you Italian? Do you have Italian blood in you?
oh yeah. Well, I always tell people I'm half Italian and half Sicilian.
Okay.
And the Sicilians know what I mean.
We down here in New Orleans, all the Italians are Sicilians.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Include myself, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, my grandmother's family came from near Palermo, and my father's family came from near Salerno, just not too far from Naples, that section of sort of midpoint of Italy.
Mhm.
Well, the name Fenimore can't be a Italian name,
Well-
can it?
Now they wanted to open up a coffee shop back in the 1930s, and if you had an Italian name, they wouldn't give you a license.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
they had their cousin change their name from Finamore to Fenimore, and they
Oh.
got the license.
Good
And
job.
they've been
Nice.
Fenimore ever since. It's
Uh-huh.
crazy.
Fenimore, that's cool. Yeah.
We
Wow.
always joked because we thought that it meant sly lover, and then we found it meant puny lover. So I'm sort of glad it went to Fenimore.
Yeah, yeah. That's better. That's better.
I remember Joe Terra talking about his name. His original name was Terracina.
Yeah.
Terracina, which means Chinese earth or Chinese land.
Yeah.
No, I said, well, what did that mean? He said, I guess my family lived in Chinatown.
Uh,
Yeah, my name,
Yeah.
I'm German, so, and growing up in St. Louis, we didn't have any of those problems because that was half the town was German.
Yeah.
Half German, half Dutch,
Yeah.
mostly Dutch.
So you
So,
ate some
Tom-
good food
Tom,
when you were over there in Rome, huh? Chris,
What's that?
You ate some good food while you were over there, huh?
You can't eat bad food. They don't have it. They just don't have bad food. You go to the market and all the vegetables are so fresh and delicious and locally sourced and all only in season things. If it's out of season, you can't get it. So you only get things that are fresh and growing right at that moment. They're not shipped from around the world so that you can have, pomegranates in mid-December or something,
Oh, I was telling Dottie the other day, if somebody would tell me that I had to choose one food that's the only food I could eat for the rest of my life, what type would it be? It'd have to be Italian for me.
Yeah.
Italian food. Now, my granddaughters, they like the the Oriental stuff, Japanese and Chinese and all that.
Yeah.
Vietnamese. I said, no, you can have that. You can have that. I'll keep my meatballs.
That's a good idea. I got to make a batch of meatballs. I haven't made a batch of those in a long time.
Yeah.
And they freeze well too. So that's a
Yeah.
good thing to make.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Today I made granola bars. So that was fun.
That's not too Italian. Whoops. Where'd everybody go?
There they are.
Oh, wow. Looks nice.
Gotti, the truck's here.
Hmm.
We're expecting a delivery. I hear the truck outside. We bought some new patio furniture. So they
Oh, that's why
delivered
she's
it.
gardening.
Yeah. Yeah, she's out there gardening because we get new patio furniture. It makes
Yeah.
sense.
I must have seen something on Facebook because I seem to have seen you in the back and that you have a fire pit now.
Barry,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think I have a fire pit, but you know what? It might have been from my daughter's house.
Oh, okay.
My daughter has a fire pit. It's she lives around the block.
Okay.
It'd be nice to have your kids close by.
Both of my daughters and their husbands and families live within 2 minutes of me.
That's pretty
great.
nice.
Oh, it's great. It's great. Yeah. And it helps with, Dottie does a lot of picking them up and bringing them here and bringing them there and stuff like that. So when you're 2 minutes away, it's not as bad.
Yeah.
Did your granddaughter's show open up yet to play?
It didn't. They're still in rehearsal, but we're really excited about that. It's an adult show. It's called Matilda. It's about a little girl that likes to read and is abused by her parents and the teachers at school. And my granddaughter, who's 9 years old, had been in the chorus at this theater for the last couple of years. She's done 8 shows in the chorus. And she went out for Matilda, the lead role, she and 97 other girls. And she got the role.
That's
So now
great.
she's in rehearsal.
Well, that movie came out with Danny DeVito in it.
Right, and it's similar, but it's not the same. The Broadway musical is quite different than the movie.
Okay.
But it's kind of the same a little bit. But anyway, Sarah's got the part. But for auditions, I worked with her on her songs. I listened to those songs.
And
Oh,
sleepless nights.
Yeah, listen to that.
He
Hey,
was so
buddy.
worried about it.
Yeah. I wanted, so she obviously passed the audition, sang the songs pretty good. And I never thought she'd get the lead. My stance was, look, if you don't get it, we're still proud of you. She comes home and says she got it. I said, but wait a minute, Sarah, you know how to sing and dance, but you don't know how to act. She said, I'll figure that out when it's time. Yeah.
Now, how old is she?
9,
No, she's
Wow.
10.
Wow.
He can't keep up with them.
Yeah.
They're growing too fast.
Yeah. Guys don't keep up with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so we're really excited about all that. What'd you say, Gim?
Oh,
How you
Kim,
doing? How you
Hey,
doing?
Gim.
Tis
Hey,
I.
Gim, we were talking about you.
Oh, how
so-
nice.
So you
Hey,
met your
guys.
wife at the New York club?
That's true.
Yeah, we were talking about who met their wives at the club, and I met Dottie at the club.
Yep.
I found out that Gim met his wife at the club for Carnegie. Remember
Sure.
us sitting down and have that discussion? David
Absolutely.
met his
And-
first
and-
wife at the Mustache, and Tom met his wife at the Mustache.
So did LaRue, as I recall.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think they talked about that last week.
yeah. So I guess the Mustache was more than just a place to play banjo. Huh?
yeah.
Yeah, when I worked
That's a
there, that
good
was
way-
the center of my
good way-
life.
Good way to put it. That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
I mean, even when I was off, I'd show up there at night because the taps were open.
Right? What else?
Dottie here would come. Dottie would try to get you in a picture. She would come. She was in college uptown, and she would come with all those Dominican college girls.
Yeah, Nancy.
And Nancy would come and a bunch of them. And so that's how we met, you know, in the mustache. She watching me drink beer and play the banjo.
Sure.
Did I know?
Yeah, I remember. I lived on beer and peanuts for quite a while.
And when you brought your wife for a date, you served the beer and peanuts, huh?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You don't want to set them expectations too high, you know?
Good one. Oh, look what I just found.
Well, Roger sent me a note because he asked if I got the pictures he sent last week, and I did. And I thought I had shown him, but did I show you guys these like this one? Like,
But raise it up. Show these guys.
Okay,
Sure.
so I just
Wait,
looked
wait,
down.
wait. You showing a picture.
Oh,
oh, here, I can stop.
no,
Hey,
that's fine.
hey,
That's isn't that New Orleans?
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
New Orleans. Many happy nights in that building.
Yeah. A lot of Dixie stuff in there as I look at it, but
In those days, that's true.
So Dottie's out here in the garage.
Which I never,
She doesn't come out
I
here.
Yeah.
never sit down like I am right now. And I look down
Right.
Have to
She
be
looks
careful what I
down,
say.
Look
And
what
I
you
said-
found.
and I said,
A
what is
garter.
that?
Yeah. Oh, garter.
One of the garters.
Did you
All
get,
beat up.
And I'm just gonna put it
Dottie?
back where I found it.
hey Dottie, did you
Yes.
get free installation with that garter?
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
Uh,
it's all dry rotted.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Oh, my.
So Roger, there's like 3 or 4 of us on the screen right now that met our wives at the mustache. Did you meet your wife at the mustache or any of your wives?
That's real funny, Barry. I didn't marry all the women.
Oh, that-
No, I did not meet my wife at your father's mustache. I met her in Sarasota, Florida. At
Oh,
a
that's nice.
Unity Church meeting called Struggle for Intimacy. And she was talking to this other girl, and they were talking about New Orleans. I said, well,
now
you're from
slow
New
down
Orleans?"
for a second though. You met her at a church meeting?
Yes.
and the subject was intimacy.
You
Yes,
are.
that's right. That's what the meeting was about. It
It
was,
sounds like a stand-up comedy routine.
well, I threw that in there too, but it was done by the Unity Church. Unity Church is
Ah.
very liberal, open
Yeah.
church,
Right.
really nice.
So you're a bit of a unitic?
A lunatic, yes.
Unitic. Well, no, yeah, I've known Unity for a lot of years. I like them a lot.
Yeah, they're out of actually they're out of my hometown, Kansas City, Missouri.
Oh, that's right, Unity Village.
Unity Village. And when I was a kid, we used to go out there. They had all these beautiful gardens and fruit gardens and trees. You get all your fresh fruits from these people.
Hmm.
And my aunt used to write for them, used to write their newsletter for years.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fa-
And but I'd forgotten all about that, ties. And Sarah said, I said, well, I know about that. So I started going to their meetings. It's very uplifting, had live
Uh-huh.
music. They talk
Yeah.
about the here and now problems and not fake shit that happened 2,000 years ago. So everybody could relate to it. It was really nice. Anyway, I met her at this
Yeah.
little thing they put on. And she was talking to this other lady about New Orleans. I said, well, hey, you know about New Orleans? She said, I grew up in New Orleans. I said, you did? She said, yeah. I said, well, heck, maybe we should go out. I came here from New Orleans. I couldn't marry anyone who didn't know a lot about New Orleans. She went to school at Ursuline Academy, uptown New Orleans. And so that's where I met my wife. And we got married in Sarasota. And we moved to Seattle because her family lived in Seattle and I wanted to live there. So
Huh.
short
Did
story.
she grow up in New Orleans?
Yes, she went to Ursuline Academy from the 2nd grade through high school. And till her junior year. Her father worked for Boeing, who had the moon program down in New Orleans. And that's where they built a lot of the
Uh,
technology to go to the moon. He has all these plaques that he gave me from the people who landed on the moon. But then he got transferred back to Seattle. She didn't want to go. she wanted to stay with the neighbors who they loved her and they said she can finish high school here. And her father didn't agree to that. So she went back to Seattle and then she left that and went actually down to New Iberia or to Louisiana, to Lafayette, Louisiana. And she graduated from nursing school up in Seattle, Tacoma. So she's
I
been.
met your wife. You brought her to Fritzl's a couple of times.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. That was my real wife.
Yeah.
The other one's only temporary. No. So yeah, but she knows all about the mustache and of course, and she's always encouraging me to go to all the meetings and the reunions. She's very positive about all that. We love going there together because she has completely different age group of friends and I have the people that I know down there. So, but anyway, it turned out to be all right. Let me
That's
see.
good.
Been married 30 years. That's pretty.
Is it
damn
really?
good.
You're a newlywed, Roger.
What's that? I did what?
Well, yeah,
So
Roger, I got you. These
So
are
the
the
guy,
pictures.
the guy that owns Fritzl's,
Uh-huh.
Greek guy, apparently he's been hearing, stories through the years about the mustache,
Right.
right? So I mean, I've been working there for 20 years at Fritzl's now,
Yeah.
And the other night he's asked me, so what did y'all do that was so special? What did y'all do? I said, well, it was not one thing, how do you answer a question like that?
Yeah. It took the
Yeah.
whole.
I said,
everything.
well, we had special nights. We had ladies' night. We had champagne night. We had beer guzzling night. I said we had special events all the time.
And it was quality champagne.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I said we had stuff like that. We had souvenirs that we could sell, not more than just T-shirts, and just trying to go through the whole thing. But it was quite interesting, him asking me questions about it.
Yeah. Well, it was interesting because we just didn't have souvenirs. We had your father's mustache cup, which
Right.
was actually a takeoff on Pat O'Brien's class. The same type of promotion. You walk in, you get a drink, you get to leave the building with a souvenir in your hand that you'll probably keep forever.
See, Pat O'Brien's was first. We were second, but after that, now everybody's got a souvenir cup.
Oh, yeah. There's a good LaRue.
Oh, LaRue?
He's with that sandwich board I was telling you about. He was so funny. He liked doing that. He wanted to do that. Walk up and down Bourbon Street, handing out free passes to come in the club at nighttime.
So
I've
these
done
are,
that. I've been there, done that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty
and
cool.
so these are the pictures you were asking me about today, right?
Yes,
Okay.
there's some more in there that are real funny too.
Yeah, I'm hitting them. Takes me a second.
Oh, take your time. Thank you for doing that, Tom. Appreciate it.
Look at this one.
There's a picture, a little bit of the front of the club.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Big
That's
deals.
one of the rare pictures of the front of the club.
Yeah. Every Wednesday, 15-cent beer.
Who's standing behind that sign?
That's when they're-
Yeah,
that's when breweries was nice to you. You'd sell so many kegs, they'd give you for some free kegs. Well, then the government stopped all that fun shit.
AMC.
And then he passed away recently?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. This is one I don't really understand, but
Okay,
is that you?
that's me and Fred. We just.
That's Fred?
Uh-huh. This was in 1965, I believe. And we
Wow.
just arrived at Cape Cod
Yep.
and we were down at this little lake behind the club called Pleasant
Ple-
Lake.
Pleasant Pond, right, yeah.
It was out
It was the
Pleasant Lake.
largest freshwater body on Cape Cod.
Yeah, there was that we would, I don't know where we got these little sailboats, sailfish boats. We were out in the middle of this lake one time and a storm came up or something. The waves got heavy on this little lake and they zoomed us around that place and all. We had no idea what we were doing. We weren't out there, no life jackets, no nothing, just having a great time. We thought we were sailors. That was a fun spot. It was a fun lake. That was a beginning of my.
Is that the trees behind your head or is that a mullet?
No, those were trees.
Okay.
Mullet, you're right.
Well, I mean, it's quite the haircut.
Well, that's a Missouri haircut, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, I wish I had hair like that.
It's.
Kim, didn't you say you managed the Cape Cod Club for a while? Kim?
Yeah. I on the first year, that was me, yeah. Second year, Roger took it.
I didn't understand Barry's question.
I said, Jim, didn't you say that you managed the Cape Cod Club? He said, yes, the first year, and then Roger took it the second year.
Is this
Right.
is this Gim managing the club?
Yeah, close to it.
And this is, you know, every picture has a story. Well, not every story has pictures. Here's a picture with a story. This is Fred. And
Really?
yes. And how he got this way, this is the beginning of the pie throwing at Cape Cod in '65. Fred and I and I don't know, 2 or 3 other guys at the Mustache, we were out doing some promotion work, giving flyers out to the hotels and motels. So we stopped in this donut shop on the way back, and I had the biggest donuts. And I got my great big donut with the big cherry in the middle of it. As I was getting ready to take a bite of it, Fred pushed my hand and this donut went right in my face. And I had a cherry thing on my nose. Everybody in the donut shop thought it was the craziest thing. Everybody was laughing at us and everything. So I said, okay, we'll take care of this project. So anyway, and on the way back, you have to, hold on just a second.
Wow.
You're on mute, Dave. Okay. Oop. Okay, Roger, you got to unmute. I thought it was. Roger, you got to unmute your mic.
There, how's that?
Okay,
Here
that's
you are.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that. Anyway, on the way back, you can imagine,
I like those.
anyway, we had 2 or 3 guys in the back and Fred and I were in the front. I turned around, and I don't know who was in the back. I said, what the hell are you guys doing? They were giving moons to all these people driving down the street in the back of our car.
Oh, boy.
Moons of these people.
That was a popular thing back then, shooting.
Oh,
moons.
yeah. So anyway, later on in the club, several days later, I went out and bought this huge, real big chocolate cake with cream, real whipped cream on the top of. Everybody in the club knew about what I was going to do, and they hid it behind the bar at the Cape. And so we had it all set up. Where they got Fred looking the other way, and I went and got this big cake. And I tapped Fred and I said, "Fred, what are you doing?" So he turned around. I put this right in his face. And that was the beginning of the great pie throwing. I use the real stuff.
Yeah.
See that the slits handle back there in the back.
Yeah, we talked about that last week, the slits tap.
Yeah. That was a funny time period. A lot of other crazy things happened there, but that was one of them.
Okay, now last week we were all trying to really figure out where this.
This is your father's mustache in Dennisport.
It is. That's what I thought it might be, but I wasn't sure.
And up on the top was in proper Bostonian, and
Yeah.
Jennifer Savoni, Joel's sister, she ran that place. And I had, I can't remember the guitar player that played there all the time. He was very famous. Do you remember his name, Kim? Did you know?
No.
Anyway, he played both in the Boston and proper, and also.
Well,
anyway,
there was a piano player named Rocky something,
yeah.
who played at the Improper Bostonian once in Boston.
He was they catered to more the younger crowd, I think.
Oh, sure.
With the sort of folk music and and he went around to the side, which would on the left side as we looked at the building, and downstairs was your father's mustache.
I think.
And I played there for 3 nights in '72.
Oh, you did, yeah.
Yeah, the show band had 3 nights, or 4 or 5 nights actually, when we didn't have any engagements.
Yeah,
Murata sent me to me and the tuba player. We went there and played there for 3 nights downstairs.
yeah, that's where we moved after the other building in Harwich. Harwichport burned down,
Right.
and it burned down off season. There's always questions of how that happened, but I don't think they ever brought up any answers. At least I didn't hear about it. So,
What year did it burn down, Roger? I don't remember.
I'm trying to think. It was had to be. Let me see. Trying to think when I moved up to New York.
I know it was before 72.
Yeah, it's before 72. It was toward the, I guess, 69 maybe or something, 68. I can't remember exactly.
So the Harwich Club actually only ran for what, 4 years,
Yeah.
maybe 4 or 5, maybe. I'm not, 64, and I was there in 64. You were there in 65, but I don't know who did it after that.
Yeah, it was that whole scene down there in Harwich where the club was, and that was like a magical spot. It was just, as Kim said before, that used to be a real speakeasy years ago. And,
Oh, yeah.
And it was so sad when it burned down. It started off as the Red Garter. And
That's right. That's right.
And then Joel, of course, took over the buildings on the East Coast and had Your Father's Mustache name contest and changed the name. Yeah. I was so lucky to be with Your Father's Mustache for so many years and travel all around and work with Joel. And
Sure.
But look how big New Orleans was from this picture. That
And it must
picture, the one in Dennisport, was like a quarter of that size.
yeah,
Yeah. Really?
the wall's full open here.
Yeah, that's full room.
And I got to say, that was a total pain in the ass to move those walls.
You know, the thing is, sometimes we'd move them earlier in the day. And a couple times we actually moved them in the middle of the night when we were busy. And the people didn't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
Because the bandstand was on rollers. So, and the walls were originally made out of wood, and which real heavy. Then they come down and changes it to a metal, a lighter metal, so we could move them around. And they were attached to the top, and you could turn them one way or the other. But it was a pain in the ass. But it worked out so well. I can remember one time we were at half room, and it was just someone, I don't know where everybody came from, but we had lines. People couldn't get in. So let's move the wall.
Yeah, but it was such a good idea because
Oh,
when you
yeah.
got that whole club and people look in there, they don't want to come in.
Yeah, it looks very empty when
Yeah.
you first open up. That's
I remember my first 3 nights waiting tables there. It was at half room, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights. Half room. Took me 3 nights to kind of get the lay of the land, which sections were which as far as waiters. Then I come in on Friday night and look at this. I said, wait a minute, they tricked me. They tricked me. What's going on? They changed the whole, I didn't even know they had a room back there.
Then you went to the bathroom and came out in the clarity and you go, holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, I was all screwed up, man.
everybody was on an illusion. What the hell am I?
And remember the one Mardi Gras, we're up on this bandstand and Joel's up there leading the band and this big rat runs across the bandstand. And Joel says, fire the rat. Fire the cat. I'm sorry, fire the cat.
Yeah. Or the cat. That's crazy. Yeah, there were rats there, that's for sure. But the cats did a great job overall. That's the worst thing was when the people would put poison in the club off in the corner somewhere, and the rats would eat it, and they get behind the walls. And,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, the smell would
He
just
had Ludi,
terrible.
Ludi and Gretchen.
Yeah, Ludi.
Ludi and Gretchen. One St. Patrick's Day, Gretchen was a white cat. Somebody put green food coloring all over, and she became a green cat.
Oh,
They're our mascots.
And in New York, we had rhubarb. Remember rhubarb?
Oh, very well.
Remember rhubarb now, yeah. Came up with these unusual names for our pets. Well, this is interesting. This is a picture of the Red Garter car.
Oh, yeah.
And what happened, they were coming down Bourbon Street and their car caught on fire.
Oh,
Caught on fire right in front of our club.
Huh.
Someone said, Roger, there's a fire in front of the building. I said, what the hell's going on? So when I knew the manager there, so I said, oh God, so I went and got this fire extinguisher and took out time to help him put the fire out.
Nice car. It looks like it started as.
Yeah, it was they had a cool car. It's actually and it's not a replica or anything, it's the real make. But I couldn't believe it was on fire in front of our club.
Yeah, we were trying to decide if it was Bourbon Street or not.
Yeah, it is Bourbon Street, yeah. They're coming down Bourbon Street.
All right, this just goes back to the, oh Lord. Back to Fred.
That's the first hit.
oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Good night.
You see how big that pie was, a cake. It's a big one.
My God, what a mess.
I was just trying to get even.
I,
I think you did.
I think you made it.
Fred was shocked. Everybody, see that guy laughing over there. He thought that was funny.
Well, look at you. You look like Dennis the Menace right there.
I'm sure I was a menace right then. No problem.
August 1965.
Yeah. That's when I got it developed. Obviously, I was taken in the summer. But yeah. Also, Fred and I, when we worked there, we would clean the club in the daytime to pick up some extra money. And we found so much money on the floor that we paid for our gas to get to New Orleans. Of course, gas was cheaper then, but that's how we got back to New Orleans with all the money we'd save sweeping the floors the next day and everything.
I'm looking at the striped vests. When I started, there was all striped vests, waiters and musicians. And then I guess we tried to progress with the times and started dress shirts and suspenders and all that. That was good at first, but then people didn't care.
Yeah, what happened was when we stopped wearing the vest, that was Joel's idea that he got from the Jackie Gleason Club in Miami.
Yeah.
They would dress up down there. They wouldn't dress like this. So he said, oh, let's do that. Well, let's try it out in New Orleans. I said, okay. So everybody got to make their own type of costume they wanted. And I have pictures of that. I'll share it.
And it was good at first because everybody
Yeah.
took pride in their clothes they were wearing. But after about a month, people were wearing shirts that didn't match with the suspenders, and it just looked rugged.
Yeah, it got real sloppy. Yeah, you're right. I'll show some pictures in the future that I have. But yeah, and they didn't take care of it. Wasn't clean. They wasn't. It was just
Right.
We went back to the vest and a string tie. Thank goodness.
Mm.
The crazy days.
Even some of the band pictures, we were wearing our own thing instead of stripes. It didn't look as good.
No, you didn't. You're right.
Well, yeah, here's a
I always-
picture.
I always thought the white pants were a mistake, but they worked out well as long as they were clean.
There's a good one. This is Dave hard at work.
It didn't work too well, but there's the vests.
I was happy for Carnegie. We all had those nice new red, white striped vests. It
Oh,
looked
yeah.
sharp.
Y'all look good.
Yeah.
Just for, I was going through some old tax information and boxes of junk, and I found my father's mustache pay stubs.
Really?
Yeah, they're from 68 through 71.
That's funny.
My God.
And What did you think about that?
Wasn't making much.
Money went a long ways that time.
I'll tell you.
But it was real interesting to, they had all the forms were your father's mustache. And had your social security number on it. And
That's funny. When I first started working, they didn't pay the waiters. You just worked for tips. And then they finally figured out, hey, we need to pay these people something.
Yeah.
So look what I found in my drawer that Dottie opened up that I never go into just now.
Ladies' night, there you go.
One of the table tents.
Exactly. There you
Pretty dirty.
go.
Probably been sitting in my drawer down here for, I don't know, 50 years.
That's funny. I have
And look at
boxes.
this. The invitation to the reunion of 1987.
Oh, yeah.
That was so much fun.
That was the best reunion.
Absolutely. I have a somewhere I found a video of that whole reunion.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll have to look for it and pull it up again.
I
It
think
showed
Chris
me-
has it on his Facebook page.
Who's that?
Yeah.
Chris?
I did.
Isn't
Yeah,
that right, Chris?
there's a nice video of Joel giving his presentation, and then the curtain opens up and the bandstand is there, and we all climb up there, and so there's that, and we play a couple of numbers, and it's all on the video.
That was so crazy when that happened. It was like all of a sudden we were shot back in time at this
Oh, yeah.
moment. I mean, they had the back of the stage had the red walls, all the old pictures on it, stuffed animals, the bandstand. The band was playing. Everybody got up and started singing and clapping, and they got a standing ovation when they opened up the curtain. That was
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, but it's brought back so many fantastic, great memories for everyone that was there of so much time they all spent at the club. I thought that was one of the best things Joel did after the clubs closed down and everything. That was exciting.
Yeah.
I think that was the best.
Yeah.
And that little concert out by the sound on the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. We're overlooking New Haven, Bay there, whatever we're sitting at. That was great.
Well, Roger, here's one. I think everybody else has seen this, but you haven't seen this, I don't think.
You never know. If you're talking, excuse me, Dottie. Excuse me. My dick died 5 years ago, 6 years ago. It just died. It died. No, I had a very nice.
Did you have a service part?
Yes, I was gonna say I had a very nice viewing. There was nice food. It was nice. And I said, I asked my doctor, I said, what do I do now? He said, does the word depend mean anything to you? Because that's all it's good. No.
I
He
got,
tried to get me. He tried to
Listen.
get me. I'm sorry, ladies, but this is, when you
Put a
get to
sock in
our
it.
age,
it's
that's
the
all you
same
talk
thing.
about.
Put a sock in it. It's the same thing. Put a sock in it.
No. You put a sock.
I
I'll
got
put in a Hebrew national salami. Oh, no. We have people who are dating. We have people who are dating who are older than dirt. They're older than dirt. They're holding hands. What the hell do I know what they're doing?
That way they don't fall over. That's what I heard.
Oh, well, you were there, Roger. Sorry, but I love that.
That's hilarious.
And seeing John in there.
Really.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
yeah.
What'd you say, Ira?
Hey,
guys,
There's Mr. Ira.
hey Raj, how you doing?
You do good, buddy. How you doing down there?
I saw a few seconds of that clip of Jeff. Man, he's missed.
Yes.
He's
Oh, yeah.
missed.
Well, look, speaking of that, his wife is giving him a memorial service in June.
Right.
So I was thinking of because I don't know him, but like you guys know him, and I was thinking if a few of you could talk for like 15 seconds each, I can cut it out and just send her a video of a few people, of like 3 or 4 people, like Roger and Ira and Gim and stuff, just saying something. So for the memorial service.
Yeah.
Do you want to do that? Do you want more time do you want more preparation, or because I can cut anything out of all this and stick it together?
When did you want to do this?
Well, we could do it now, or we can do it some other time.
I just speak to my-
Let's do it next week so we give a chance to think about it a little bit.
Okay.
Good idea, Jim.
Yeah.
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 Good idea.
Since
There's a lot
Ira
to-
hasn't been on for a couple weeks, and since Ira showed up, I thought, maybe we should do it. But
There's a lot to tell about with Jeff.
we'll think about it, and because we want them kind of short so that we can put a couple together. And I was going to
Good
send
idea.
her some of his other videos, and then separately send her the one about the dead dick, and make sure that she realized it might be.
You send that to his wife? I don't know.
Well, I was just going to send her everything, but I wasn't going to do it so that I was going to let her know that, hey, this is a little X-rated one, but he's so funny, and John's so funny.
Yeah.
The Hebrew national in it.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah, because I don't know if anybody's going to go up there in Michigan in June.
Barry, maybe you can get Danny to do a clip too. He knew him.
I know him pretty well.
So.
Yeah, and like Danny can just send me the clip and I can stick it in. It's not
Right.
I was looking for the clip of Jeff singing My Mother's Eyes,
Mother's Eyes.
At Carnegie Hall. But
Oh, yeah.
although I have still pictures of it, the video that they sent us did not include his solo.
Really?
And as a matter of fact, the one that they sent us is fairly abbreviated. The one that's on YouTube that I posted has the finale and it has some other solos and stuff in it, but it still doesn't have the Jeff one. So I'm still looking. If anybody finds it, let me know.
I'll look my library. I think
I thought I saw it out there. Maybe not.
because let me tell you how that went down. So we were in the lobby of the hotel and everybody was jamming and playing a few tunes and all that stuff. And it just so happened it was me and Mike Gentry, Peter Vrianides, and Gene LeBeau. And we were playing, and Jeff came up and said, "How about My Mother's Eyes?" He started singing it, and we started playing it, and Joel was sitting right there. And Joel said, "I want that in the show tomorrow night." So I had the honor of backing Jeff up, me and Mike, I was in the right place at the right time
Yeah.
to do that number, My Mother's Eyes for Carnegie. That was really cool.
Look, next Friday I have to work at 5:00, so I can't do this thing. So let's do it in 2 weeks. Because
Okay.
I'll be in New Orleans and Billy and I will be together and we'll just record it then.
That's
Okay.
Fair enough.
Can
Have
you
you
just
con-
take off work, Tom?
Am I what?
Just take off work.
I haven't had enough work in the last 2 years to take anything off.
No, 2 weeks is good. 2 weeks should work.
Okay. This
Have
just
you-
happened to be a photo job that came up and I want,
Sure.
need the money.
A
Now,
wedding?
Tom,
A
Tom, have you
wedding?
What?
Is it a wedding?
No, it's actually a TEDx thing. It's where these people get up and do these TEDx
Yeah.
speeches.
Never heard of it.
Well, look on YouTube. Look for
Oh, it's
TED.
great.
Oh, it's a TED lecture. TED,
Yeah.
those are
That's
cool.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Those
Yeah,
are cool.
Okay, so in 2 weeks we'll do it.
Okay. I'll send you guys a notice. With the
You
Zoom.
Hey, Tom, have you contacted Lynn Olswag at all?
No, you think I should call and tell her about it, or?
Well, I'm thinking we might want to let her know that we're up to something.
Okay, I'll write her and tell her. I was just going to send her everything and let her just look at it and
Sure.
decide what she wanted to use.
Well, again, don't set expectations too high, but
Lynn posted something on Facebook about the service, and she had said that if anybody wanted to send her a
Right.
Yeah.
video, of the a remembrance of Jeff, that they could send it to her. But I think I'd rather go through you, Tom, and just do it this way.
Yeah.
I think that's the way to go. I agree.
Maybe Joel can do a clip too. I don't
Yeah,
know his
that's-
condition.
You know, if he doesn't want to come on with us, he can just send me a little video and I'll stick it in.
I'll give him a call. I owe him a call anyway. Tell him we're gonna do this in 2 weeks and to get his ass in gear.
Hey, get your ass in gear, Joel.
Really?
Okay, that's the first. So that's gonna be Friday the 7th.
Let's see here, the 7th. Let's be, before I talk to my.
April 7th is a Thursday,
Thursday,
Yeah.
Well, then
so it'll be
I'll-
the 8th.
the 8th, okay.
I have a possible gig on the 8th, but I'll figure something out.
well, you know, this isn't happening till June, so,
That's true.
and it doesn't take me very long to stick it together.
Tom, didn't you post that on your invitation today?
Well, I put it on the invitation just about the whole, you know, I put up what Lynn sent.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
everybody could see it.
It's gonna be in Wisconsin somewhere, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, Milwaukee, I think.
I'll write myself a note to send her something.
Go back to the basic, write it on a piece of paper. Good job. I hate all these notes you're supposed to keep on your phone, all that shit.
Is June a year since, Jeff? Is that why she's doing it in June?
I don't
I
know.
don't remember.
I'm not good at time as to when it happened.
No,
I can't remember when it was.
no, me either. But I don't think it was a year.
Doesn't seem like a year.
I think it's probably just a convenience to our schedule. That's all. Probably a while to get this thing organized and well, this is in Wisconsin, you know, so the snow is about to melt, so it's probably a good timing.
Isn't summer in Wisconsin July 4th?
That's it. Just that day, that one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's summer.
That's what I was
Just that one
told.
day.
Really, one day, folks, come on out.
Yeah. You
Tom,
know,
is that your bicycle behind you there?
it is.
Yeah. How's it, how do you ride it a lot there?
I do. Yeah, I like riding it. It's my knees aren't the best. And if I ride the bike, my knees are in great shape.
Yeah, you gotta keep emotion going.
Good for
Yeah.
you. Good for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, there's this lake there, you know, we have a metro here and there's an area up by the college where they had to build a big berm for the metro. So about 35 years ago, they dug all this out and it became a lake, and then they, you know, filled it with fish, and there's handicap fishing piers on it. And it's
geez.
great. It's really nice. You ride around it. And there's a little airport by it. It's great.
Cool. That's super.
Terrific.
Tom, didn't you have a place you were renting in New Orleans or going to
Well, I
buy?
did up until COVID hit. You know, we were flying down because from Washington, you could fly on Southwest for like $50. You
Yeah,
could always find these deals. So we had tickets backed up. We would fly in like once a month and spend half a week there. It was great. It was uptown. It was $1,400 a month, which was manageable. And then COVID hit and we're not flying anymore. So then we're driving. And the first time we drove down there, it's 2 days down and 2 days back.
yeah, it's a lot of
And
driving.
I said to my wife, I said, are we going to do this? So, so we got rid of it, but it kills me to get rid of it because I was ready to move to New Orleans, but
Was this something that you bought or something?
no, this was just a rental.
A rental, yeah.
Somebody that I don't know her, but I went to college with her. She married this judge and she owns about 100 houses in New Orleans.
Really?
And so this house had it was like a shotgun. It had 2 shotgun little deals in it. And my sister-in-law ended up renting the one right next to it. So it was great. It was
Cool.
Arabella Street uptown, real close to Whole Foods, real close to
It's a nice area.
Langenstein's, which is the greatest grocery store in the world.
Frankie and Johnny's restaurant.
Yeah, it's right down the street from Frankie and Johnny's, and you could ride your
Oh,
bike to
okay.
Audubon
Oh,
Park.
okay.
I mean, it was fantastic. But COVID got me, man.
Did you do that for many years or just?
About 2 years, and then I gave it up because I knew there's going to be a while until we could get back down there.
Yeah.
I'd still like to do it again, but we'll see.
Trying to figure out how to do something like that in New Orleans.
Well, yeah, New Orleans is just it sticks with you. I mean,
Yeah.
I grew up in
yeah.
St. Louis. I spent most of my young life in St. Louis, and I don't have any connections to St. Louis. But New Orleans, I mean, Kent and I, Kent had been to New Orleans. Kent and I quit college.
Right.
Okay. And somebody that we were both working with at a hotel was opening a hotel in California, in Sausalito, California. So I flunked a trigonometry class, left the class, went to the payphone and called this guy and said, "Hey, do you need anybody in Sausalito?" And he said, "Are you serious?" I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Well, meet me there June 6th. Then I get a phone call from Kent because Kent was working for him at that time. And he said, "Hey, I heard you were going to California with Terry. I'm going too." So Kent and I drive our little Volkswagen Beetles out there and work for like 6 months. And then we just took off on the road and we went back to Missouri because we were always working at Tantera, the big resort. We could always go into Tantera as bellboys and make a fortune. So we got our money back together and then we headed south. We were going to go to Central America. Well, luckily I wrecked our truck in New Orleans and it was the greatest thing in the world. We stayed there and we worked it. We met this girl named Barbara who knew David at the Mustache, and she got us jobs. And I met Billy the first night I was working. And the first night the waiters get up on the bar and I look at the bar and go, "I'm not doing that." But I thought, well, I knew Kent would. So I got up there and danced and I got down and Billy said, "Wow, man, nobody gets up there the first night." I said, "Okay, this is good." And yeah, it's just New Orleans is fantastic. I'd love to be back there.
Yeah, it has a lot of draw to it. I had so many years there. It's I was actually going to go back to New Orleans when I was going to leave Sarasota, but I run into my wife down there.
Wives really screw you up a lot.
Sarasota's real nice. We go there often.
Well, it's beautiful.
Great.
We had a condo right off of Siesta Key.
Mm.
My wife did. I didn't have it. But
Siesta Key, they say, is the best beach in the country.
it's got the whitest, squeakiest sand you can walk on.
Yep.
It's beautiful. Absolutely.
Chris, remember we went to Neil DeFeo's house in Sarasota?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, Snake, you were there, yeah. That was quite a shack, huh?
A little Cape Cod, right, Barry?
And that was his second home. His first home was right next door.
Yeah. I mean, that his private beach.
That's true. And the white sand.
Yeah. That was sometime. That was swell.
That was a lot
That
of
was
fun.
great.
He bussed us down from
Clearwater.
Clearwater. Yeah.
Clearwater. Yeah.
We played
I've
at the
got
festival.
video of that. I have a video of us playing a couple of numbers, Sweet Georgia Brown and things like that
Right.
from that day in the backyard.
I've got that.
Yeah, wasn't that beautiful? Look, we
Yeah.
walked into his house and they had little guys with white tuxedos and trays serving hors d'oeuvres. We weren't used to that kind of treatment.
That's what happens in your house, isn't it, Barry?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Maybe Neil will do it again for our next reunion.
Maybe.
There you go.
Yeah.
Are we gonna have our next reunion?
I don't know if Joel will make it to Sarasota, but
Well, that's one of the issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lord willing, we'll have another one. It'll probably be in New Haven.
Joel's not gonna go too far, I don't think.
No, well, we're all getting to be like that too, you know?
You really.
Although New Haven's good for me, I'll be up there.
yeah.
Good.
Tough to get to from Denver, but
And probably in the fall, I wouldn't want to go up there in the winter.
Well, Snake,
No.
you did have to move.
no.
Well, gents, I gotta go because I'm cooking dinner tonight, so I gotta
All
leave.
right.
Yeah,
See you next week.
Again.
I
Take
give,
care, Jim.
so 2 weeks.
All right, see y'all later.
Okay.
right. Thanks,
Bye,
guys.
y'all. All right,
Guys,
all right.
I'll see
All right.
you later.
Thank you.
See you all later.
Chris.
See
Bye-bye.
y'all next week.
Okay.
Next week.
2 weeks, because I'm working.
2 weeks.
Oh,
2 weeks.
we're off next week?
Oh, we're not gonna have a next week meeting.
Well, I mean, if Billy, I'll talk to Billy, but,
Why don't you talk to Billy and let us know?
okay,
Yeah,
I'll let
Billy
you
will
know.
send out an email if there's one, I guess.
Where is Bill?
Okay, I'll talk to him. All
Okay,
right.
guys, see you next week.